What's going on today, guys? Today we're going to cover a couple of the biggest things I'm hearing from my customers as far as call-ins, complaints so to speak, or questions. So we're going to run through just a couple of them real quick. Not much to video on today. Stay tuned. All right, here in the southeast, in the transition zone, we're not kind of on the edge of the transition zone, but anyway, most of the turf here is a warm season grass. Bermuda grass is pretty predominant. We got a bunch of centipede, unfortunately, and this particular lawn area here is carpet grass. I've gotten a ton of calls from customers in the past week or so. Why isn't my yard green yet? You've been putting stuff on it. You're supposed to be making it green. Well, I can't control nature. And what we have seen here in my area, at least in the past few months, is winter was very mild. March was very unseasonably warm. So the warm season grass started to break its dormancy very quickly. It came out of the gates like it was mad, like it stole something and it was running. But anyway, when it came out, it was going along and we were getting patches that were greening up, which was a little ahead of schedule. And then for April, it turned way cooler. Not freezing or anything. There was some frost several mornings, light frost, but Bermuda grass is not gonna take off and come out of dormancy in those kind of conditions. The nights were exceptionally cool, so it just ain't gonna come out no matter what you do. In the full sun, like some of these areas, it is beginning to catch up and green up. This is carpet grass, and today I'm making a herbicide application on this with Change Up, which is one of the few carpet grass safe herbicides out there. And I got a few other things going on out here. There's ant mounds everywhere. So I'm gonna try spraying those with just some bifenthrin in the tank to start with and see how that handles them. And if half the time that'll get rid of them for you and you're done. And it was a pretty cheap application, it's over. If that doesn't work, I'm not an insect guy very much. I need to learn some insect stuff. But if that doesn't work, go to something with fipronil in it, something like Top Choice. If that doesn't work, move. That's going to work. If you find a buddy of mine down at the coast where they have a whole bunch of fire ants, he said if you put fipronil on a yard and find a fire ant, he'll eat it because it'll kill them. I might try that. Anyway, so I've got 818, the X Green, my favorite, and Change Up and bifenthrin in the tank. And I sprayed this carpet grass area out here, and it's greening on up, but we'll keep an eye on this thing and show you some more video of it as it comes along with the weather. This application ought to help it out, and we'll see what the bifenthrin does to these ant mounds. Let me find one and we'll check it out. Here's what I'm talking about ant mounds all around in the lawn. I just sprayed. Kick it over and see what happens. Oh, they're in there. They're pissed. Well, I hope you die. Another thing we're seeing all around is something called burnweed. Burnweed's a real shallow rooting plant with a big broad leaf on it. Easy enough to kill, but hard to prevent with a pre-emergent because it roots after a big rain event. It'll just pop right up, right in the thatch layer of the grass above where your protective barrier from your pre-emergent is. And I mean, you can go and pluck them right out of the ground. I was at one earlier. It wasn't even my yard. It was next to one of mine. The lady was asking me what it was in it. I shot a little quick something in there. I'll show it to you. I'll put the clip up. But anyway, burnweed's a big one that's popping up now. I haven't found any in my lawns yet, but seeing it all around, and I'm hearing a lot of people complain about that one. But Not much you can do to stop that, and it crops up, I mean, just overnight after a bad rain event. But very easy to kill. Big broadleaf on it, big huge target up there, and not much root structure to it at all. So just spray with some 3-way. Put a little PPOI in there to get that fast burn down too. So run some sulfentrazone or something on it along with the 3-way. All right, let's check out some other stuff. Let's look at this. Feel the burn. A lot of plant beds here, and that's another thing I'm doing. I made this tip to put on my Flowzone. I had the forethought when I built it to make a video on how I built it, so I'll put that video up here in a second. But the idea behind this is it's got the pressure cap on the end. It's going to shut it off right at the tip when the pressure's gone, so none of your residual in your wand is going to drip out or anything. So that'll be pretty good. And then the tip's a little more precise in its straight spray pattern. But what I'm spraying is glyphosate and about an ounce of SureGuard in my 4-gallon backpack, and that keeps these beds clean for a long time. It's a really good idea to sling a little bit of that SureGuard into your plant bed maintenance. It'll save you a lot of time, I'm serious. Anyway, I'll put that video up now so you can see how I built this masterpiece. All right, right here on the workbench I got my parts. This is a T-jet nozzle body with a 10-pound pressure cap in it, and what that means is when it gets 10 pounds of pressure on it, it'll snap open and allow material to flow out the end. And then when the pressure goes away, it'll immediately shut off. And since it's going to be right there at the tip, there won't be any like residual in the wand or anything that's going to run out and drip. So this is going to very precisely cut off your flow right at the end when you need it. And since the Flowzone has a quick connect coupler, there's a male quick connect coupler that's going to screw right on to the T-jet nozzle body. And this is the biggest tip I had on hand. I might need, this is an air inducted tip. See how it's got the hole in it? And what that does is it sucks in airflow as it's spraying out and makes the droplets big and heavy, full of air to fall down and reduce some of that drift. And there's your cap. You'll drop your tip in, put a rubber washer in it. It's a 1/4 turn tip, so it just lines up on that and twist on. Then you can kind of, I mean, you can rotate it around in the quick release. So I mean, it's not really that big a deal where the tip lands, but we'll keep it flat with that just so we have a visual all the time. And I'll screw this on real tight. That's what we got. Got through mowing this subdivision common area here. It goes way on down the road there and on the other side of the entrance. This is covered in that breakout ryegrass. I can see it's already starting to struggle in the seasonal heat. It's supposed to transition out. If it will, I don't think so. I'll probably end up having to spray it. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. I've sprayed all the ryegrass except for this one already and got rid of it. When you're going after getting rid of ryegrass, you're going to want to use something with a sulfonylurea in it, Monument, Katana, Manor, Celsius, something like that. This particular place has this area right here where I'm standing is actually centipede. Not supposed to overseed centipede, but I've been doing this place for about 15 years and overseeding the whole thing. The bulk of it is Bermuda, but right here on this berm in the entrance is centipede. It decided at one point for some reason. But anyway, so that takes a lot of products off the list. You could use Manor or Celsius. You would have to use Manor at about a half rate, about a half ounce per acre, and that's kind of weak sauce in my opinion for going after taking out the ryegrass, because I want it to go. So I will use Celsius on this and probably do it in a week or two. Just gotta get time. I don't feel like jacking with it today. Anyway, that's ryegrass. I can already see it starting to struggle in some spots that I'm making drop the mowing height and it go ahead and be on its way out, but I'm not counting on that. But anyway, if I hold off another couple of weeks or a week maybe even, and do that Celsius application, that'll take care of a lot of my broadleaf issues at the same time, and I might really not have to do much else to this through the season other than fertilize it once or twice. I'm getting ready to mow this. This is Zoysia, and it's out here where it's in full sun. It's greening up. It's gone 100% from where it was last week. It was quite patchy last week, but you can see over here in the shade, it's still patchy. So I mean, all it needs is some temperature and some good sun to fill in. But this is what I'm talking about the green up being a little slow this year. And this thing's already been fertilized pretty good, so it's coming out screaming when it's getting what it wants as far as the heat. Well, this cooler weather, we've got an excuse on the Zoysia and Bermuda and centipede. Ain't got no excuses on fescue right now. For as sorry as the fall seeding season was, the spring has been incredible for fescue. Fescue is screaming. I don't even know if this is really showing up with my head in it back there, but this is awesome. Customers love it when you leave stuff like this on the driveway too. Guess I gotta clean that up. Always just mowed up. Still trying to green up all the way. I got my big stupid head in it, so lighting. Never mind. It's grass, but this thing looks phenomenal when it's hitting on all cylinders, and it will be soon. There's some tough fescue over there I'm dealing with. And there's another one of my fescue yards. The lighting, lighting's throwing it off, makes it look lime green from here, but it's not. Trust me, it's not camera magic. All right, that's about all I got for today. Oh, I did do a bonehead move. I'll share with you. Just going in too many directions. This morning, I was getting fuel for everything, and for some reason I put diesel fuel in my handheld mix can that I mix the oil for my handheld stuff. It was all running real ragged today, smoking. I couldn't figure out why. Diesel fuel in it. I guess I'll have to dump that out and start over. All is well. That's really about it for today. Not a lot of mind-bending, exciting content, but they all can't be gems. I'll think of something good for the next one. I'll check you guys out next time. Thanks for watching.